cold front-driven festivities of October 15th resulted in some of the season's best action, not to mention during a time frame that is traditionally known to provide minimum excitement. The following day finds the Whitetail Woods returning to reality and conditions normalize. Jared Mills wastes no time and heads right back to the Big Ten farm after the previous evening's encounter. Playing it safe pays off as the buck is a no-show. Far from a wasted hunt, Jared enjoys plenty of distant deer activity, the cackling of pheasants, and a fiery orange sunset to close out the afternoon. The following evening, Drake Lamb is also hunting. With near zero odds for one of his target bucks, Drake decides to hunt Bill's old farm, continuing his tradition of helping manage does. Despite seeing some deer activity, the highlights of the night are observing the other predators of the woods, and Drake ends the sit without releasing an arrow. The next day, 65 miles to the northeast of Drake, Mike Reed is checking cameras on the river farm with hopes of finding merino on some sort of pattern.
So that was the 12th, 620.
The buck's movement is sporadic at best, and with this knowledge, Mike makes the move to a farm he helps manage 25 miles to the north, hoping to capitalize on the good conditions.
Well, it's Sunday, October 18th, and we're enjoying another high-pressure cold front here in Iowa. The pressure's over 30. Chase and I went down to my river bottom farm today and pulled cards, and I don't have a pattern on merino there, and I do not have a pattern on Ali on my home farm, and those are my two primary targets here on out. So we decided to make the trek over to this farm that you guys have seen me hunt over the years. It's a farm that I've helped manage over the years, not too far from town. My wife shot a good buck, Mr. Clean, here a few years ago, 3 years ago now, when she was pregnant with the boys. We're sitting comfortable in a redneck blind and overlooking a nice big and beastie plot. I've not really run cameras out here this year. I'm not really sure if there's a buck that I would want to use my last tag on yet with merino and Ali out there, but we're gonna sit back and enjoy the afternoon. The conditions are beautiful, and just enjoy some time in the woods. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks.
The micro plot in front of Mike's redneck fills with bucks, but thus far, no shooters. "25 miles to the south of Mike, back on the river farm, Jared Mills and Grant Noble are heading to a proven stand location, both with a bow in hand.
Alright, it's the afternoon of October 18th and Grant and I are settled in. We got ideal conditions, temperatures in the mid 40s. I'm actually a little chilly. The northwest wind is a little cool, but this is gonna be a good night for deer movement. We've already seen a couple moving through as we're getting set up and can see some more off in the distance. Grant is actually in the hot seat tonight and I'm behind the camera. Grant is his days are numbered. He's getting ready to leave and go produce another series that we get to work on. So before he takes off, our goal is to get him a buck, and there's a lot of targets on this farm. We both have our bows up in the tree with us just in case Marino or one of those bucks come by. We can switch, but the priority is getting Grant one. So hopefully we can do that. Like I said, you can't ask for any better conditions. I expect to see good deer movement all night long. We're set up on a familiar spot. We've had a lot of good hunts in this spot over the years. This food plot didn't do great, but the camera's showing still quite a few deer using it. So we'll see. We can see a lot of ground, and getting to be that time of year that these bucks are going to be coming to these spots. So fingers crossed it's going to be a good night, and we'll get Grant a buck on the ground by the time it's over. Which one are you going to kill tonight?
Hopefully Bob. That's the top of my list right there.
That would be awesome to see him.
They definitely like something in there, for sure. Are they both horns? Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe he's not as big as I think. No. Right? Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know if I want to shoot him. I'm gonna get my bow. I don't think I'm gonna shoot him. That's fine. I hope he doesn't walk over here though. He's just got such good time length, and he's only 3. Man, he looks good. I was praying. That's why I put my bow up before he did that. Before he had a chance to do that. Oh, dude. You ready? Gosh dang it, dude. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
He's wobbling a little bit.
Alright, what is 6:21, and deer have been filing out into this food plot pretty much since, we got up here pretty much, and we've been seeing deer the whole time we've been up here. And we had like a 3-year-old 8 come out, and it was a very, very hard decision to pass them. And it's just been an awesome hunt so far. For the longest time, we didn't know what deer this was. It was just right down the tree line right here. And Jared put up the binoculars and said it was Bob. And he walked out, and he was quartering away pretty hard, but the hit looks back, but I'm pretty sure we saw him go down in this field out here, so I can't believe it, but I believe that the Bob story is over. I'm at a loss for words. I've been waiting for that moment for so long. I had one more week to get it done, and it's over. It's done.
He just killed at least a 6-year-old.
Dude, thank you so much.
So much
Thank you
history.
so much. Thank you. Gosh. What right there? Right there. There he is right there. Golly. Look at the neck on him. That's how you know it's Bob right here. That's how he got his name. Just a little nub for a tail. Alright, well here he is, old Bob. He is a legend of a buck, at least a 6-year-old deer. We knew it was just a matter of time with this cold front coming in like this, and what a deer, man. I'm so blessed to have an animal like this on the ground, and I cannot thank Jared and Mike enough. They're the ones that put all the work into this farm and manage this farm and work on all the plots and everything, so I'm very, very grateful to them that they let me come out here and take a deer like this on their property. Man, this has been a long time coming for me. This is my first Iowa buck, and man, am I pumped to have one on the ground.
The evening of the 18th continues the incredible early October run, closing another chapter on the river farm and producing a hunt worthy of Grant's first Iowa buck. Mike Reed's sit in the redneck blind ended with a mature brute feeding in front of him, but unfortunately, it's not a buck he wants to burn his final archery tag on. Instead, he enjoys the show, and with the best days of the season still ahead, hopes are high to catch up to either Marino or Ali. Grant and Mike weren't the only hunters in the field on October 18th. 85 miles to the northeast, team member Jason McManus is also heading out to his Iowa bow stand. He decides on a recently acquired permission piece located in the local urban zone.
It's the afternoon of Sunday, October 18th. I'm set up on a brand new urban permission spot. I actually mailed out some letters and knocked on some doors in the off season. I I got 8 no's, and then about a week and a half ago, one guy, the last one, called me up and said, hey, you know, I'm disabled. If you can help me out around the farm every once in a while, I'm going to give you permission and one other guy permission to hunt the place. So helped him pour a little bit of concrete. So anyways, long story short, I'm out here on a brand new spot tonight. It's about 30 acres. It's mostly ag. The neighbor to the north's got some pretty good timber, and there's a little bit of timber on this property too, but you can tell this cornfield has been pretty recently harvested. Hoping the deer that work out from the neighbor's timber north of me down into this cornfield I'm sitting over. Anyways, should be a fun hunt. Most of the weekend so far has been about my wife Olivia getting her first deer. We got out yesterday with the early muzzleloader tag, and she was able to get a nice mature 8-point on the ground. So congrats on your first deer, Olivia. Gonna hurry up and get quiet. We got about 2 hours of light left, and feels like one of those nights we should have some pretty good movement. So stick with us here, and I would expect with these cold temperatures we're gonna see some deer movement pretty early tonight. What just happened? Oh my gosh. There was 2 button bucks that came out, and then I saw them keep looking into the timber to the north of me, just like I thought the deer were gonna do. And a buck came out, and it was a pretty good sized buck. I mean, I was planning on shooting it. I had it at 30 yards, and then I finally got a look at another buck that had stepped out and kind of was over a hill for a long time, and he was a lot bigger. And I'm self-filming, so the button bucks were literally right below me. I think I got the kill on cam. I'll have to go back and look. I think my shot was a little bit back, but the button bucks worked. They were, as I was looking at this big buck, the 2 button bucks were working directly under me, by probably 3 yards under me, and then they worked just the opposite side of the tree here, so they ended up downwind of me. I cannot believe that just happened. I've been sitting in the tree here looking through trail camera pictures, and there was 1 buck on trail camera, just a basket rack 8, and then tonight it's 5:45 and I just shot, I think, the biggest buck of my life. I think he had a little drop too. That is insane. That is ridiculous.
Oh my God, Jason, there he is, there he is.
Alrighty, well, this deer is incredible. I have zero history with this deer, zero history with this property, but you know, you got perfect conditions in Iowa. You gotta be in the right place at the right time. So a lot of public and a lot of urban hunting over the years, and every once in a while, I mean, it really pays off. And last year and now again this year, able to put a couple of stud urban bucks down. Absolutely unbelievable night. We're gonna get this guy cleaned up, get him out of here, and we'll get some good pictures and good footage in the morning here in some daylight. But absolutely incredible hunt.
This was one of my goals, was to help get Grant his first Iowa buck, and it sounds cliche, but this is more than well deserved and hard earned. It's a cool story. To have 4 years of history with a buck, documented history with a buck, is just a rare thing. So many cool encounters with them over the years.
I don't have a pattern on Merino there, and I do not have a pattern on Ali on my home farm, and those are my 2 primary targets here on out.
His inside spread's about 25 3/8. Pretty awesome buck. Yeah, I mean, I dream about having a farm someday and growing mature deer and chasing them year after year and having history with them. But for the time being, you can't ask for anything more than this.
Unbelievable. Lucky. These are the words that come to mind as we reflect on the events that have transpired so far in the month of October. Another picture-perfect weather front saw Grant Noble's quest for the giant bobtailed brute finally come to an end, a much-deserved triumph. Jason McManus went from pouring concrete to sitting behind his biggest buck ever, and Mike Reed encountered another mature buck in the daylight hours. The middle of October is typically a period that finds us counting down the days, but our team is doing the very opposite. With the current trend, we don't want to see this month ever come to an end. Eventually, though, it will, and beyond it is the time we've all been preparing for. That is when we will start chasing November.